Hey everyone, welcome back. We're continuing our Quran annotation review from the very first time I read it. Don't think that I'm not listening to the Quran just because I haven't uploaded a video on it. I listen every day. So before we get started, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We're picking up on 37 in Surah 30, Rum, the Roman Empire. See they not that Allah enlarges the provision and restricts it to whomever He pleases? Verily in that are signs for those who believe. Yeah, when the pillars come crashing down, celebrities rise and fall, everything you can think of just coming and going, how the wheel turns and everyone's place upon it for a term appointed. 41. Mischief has appeared on land and sea because of the meed that the hands of men have earned, that Allah may give them a taste of some of their deeds, in order that they may turn back from evil. So it's on the land, and through that, some people are going to get a taste of their own medicine. So you wonder why there's certain things happening? It's to weed out who's good, who's not, and to humble others who seem to have a very hard heart. Okay, now we're in Luqman, Surah 31, number 12. We bestowed in the past wisdom on Luqman. Show thy gratitude to Allah. Any who is so grateful does so to the profit of his own soul. But if any is ungrateful, verily Allah is free of all wants, worthy of all praise. So the free of all wants is a good point to make towards people who keep thinking like, they say a lot of vulgar things. Oh, God's, he needs you to do this. He must have an ego. He must want this. He needs you to praise him. He needs you to do this. And it's not that way. Allah is free of all wants. It's that it adds to your atonement, adds to your accounting, and humbles your heart, and sets a positive example for the people around you to contrast the malice and the vice. So that's really an essential component. 14. And we have enjoined on man to good to his parents. In travail upon travail did his mother bear him, and in years twain was he weaning. Hear the command, show gratitude to me and to thy parents. To me is thy final goal. So here, show it to your parents. A lot of people are trying to separate the authority that parents have over their children and handing it over more and more to nannies and school districts. And TikTok and their phones, letting celebrities and the television raise their kids, and is creating very disobedient children. So if we can try to fight against that, teach your children religion in a sense where they get to know and understand that it's their duty to honor their parents. And you can do it in a dynamic way even if you have dysfunctional parents like me and others, where you have a tense heart towards certain events for various reasons, but you still do your duty in keeping certain ties with kith and kin, right? Making sure that you try your best. That doesn't mean you allow toxicity in your life and that you don't have a line that you draw, because even Abraham had to go and make his father mad when he took down the idols, so there's a point there to be made, right? But still, you gotta have the balance, but you can't just outright be disrespectful, right? 17. O my son, establish regular prayer, enjoin what is just, and forbid what is wrong, and bear with patient constancy whatever betide thee, for this is firmness of purpose in the conduct of affairs. And swell not thy cheek for pride at men, nor walk in insolence through the earth, for Allah loveth not any arrogant boaster. And be moderate in thy pace, and lower thy voice, for the harshest of sounds with doubt is the braying of the ass. So the donkey, so since the very first time I read this, I have moderated my pace extensively. So when I had my job, I moderated my pace a lot, and one of the guys, he kind of was really rude, and he started saying like, "Oh, la huevona," which means like the lazy, and it was like, no, I'm just not gonna I used to go really fast, and other people used to compete with me in other jobs, And people would explain that my energy of just forward and going and moving and constantly doing something, made them kind of feel anxious, like the feeling you get when you're in a race and someone's approaching you and you want to outdo them. People who have competitive spirits, I guess, they felt that. Or people who were often kind of more laid back themselves. We call it gung ho. When you're gung ho, I don't know a word for that in any other language, but we call it gung ho. Is when you're really motivated to do something. And sometimes I would draw all my energy out in maintaining that. And then once it drained, I'd let it go. You have a little cup of coffee or something. But then people get into cocaine and they get into Red Bulls and stuff. And it really does something to your psychosis if you're always trying to be ahead of the charge and always putting too much energy. I had somebody who really humbled me. He was a good worker. I didn't get along with him, but he matched my energy. And I was like, wow. And that was after I had worked really hard at a different job, and someone told me, oh, she's gonna take my job. Ella va a tomar mi trabajo. Like, she's gonna take my job. And it's like, dang, I started realizing that me putting so much effort, and then when I put all that effort, the boss expected even more. And I was like, wow, okay, I can't. Sustainability is like, how long can I maintain that level of energy, depending on the mood and fluctuations. So, in the several jobs later, I practiced that of being moderate, having patience, and someone noticed. One of the other guys noticed and told me, oh, tienes mucho paciencia, he said. He's like, you have a lot of patience. And other people said they feel a sense of peace around me. So I tested what the Quran said over a course of time to moderate my pace, to watch my speech, to be firm, and to be focused and bear patience no matter how someone tried to bully me into going balls to the wall like them. So that was a good example that I learned from the Quran. And I took my pride out. I used to kind of go a little bit, you clock in, you're a heavy hitter, you're going to do your job, you do the head nod to everybody. Now it was just different. Just like I'd go in with my right foot, or if I didn't feel good that day, I'd go in with my left foot, right? And I'd say the dua like, oh, protect me from the evil jinns, protect me from evil, go in with work, clock in, looking for what I gotta do, just kept a solid pace. Someone still would make a little bit comments like, oh, you're always looking for something to do, running around looking for something to do. It's like, that's my job. But again, I took something from the Quran, implemented it in an industry where it could be tested, and I felt way more at peace while moderating my pace and not going it over crazy. And lowering the voice, now I wouldn't be like loud laughing. No, I wouldn't holler. If I need something, I'd go to them. I completely shifted, and I didn't boast. I did everything that these 18 and 19 said to do, and I got some benefit from it. I got some haters for it, but those haters they're using drugs, so I'm not gonna use drugs so that they can leave me alone. 20. Do ye not see that Allah has subjected to you use all things in the heavens and earth, and has made his bounties flow to you in exceeding measure, both seen and unseen? Now this one, I like it how it says subjected to our use, because it reminds me of Adam and having animals. And I think they're liberal atheist vegans. They're trying to get us all to not eat meat and to go on synthetic, weird lab-grown meat. And their argument isn't to fix factory farming and not to implement sustainable, pasture-raised, grass-fed beef. Instead, they want to make us eat bugs. They want to make us eat mock foods, tofurkey. I hate all that stuff. I got irritable bowel syndrome. I went vegan for a while. It just didn't work for me. So when I see a verse like this, if you see like somebody who happens to be vegan and Muslim, and let's say they're kind of going towards a little bit of a radical route, even if they're a Christian, Christians should have to know this too, because I had to learn it later, is that you're allowed to eat meat. Treat the animal well. Treat it good. Make sure it has what it needs. Know its rights. And then take it out in the best of manner. and you have a right. And if you're Muslim, hunting for meat is not something evil. It's like Allah gave you a lot of things to eat. Enjoy it. Do your best, right? It's permissible. But our cultures are trying to make us think that eating meat is barbaric, primitive. They insult people, and it's really strange. So I think we have to watch out for that, because they're coming, and they're coming to distort. So look in Surah 31, number 20. We're allowed to eat meat.